Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak Padash. Also, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, who's teaching his truth and sincerity, also who rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect that scatter four corners of the earth, which is so-called Negroes, Latino Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You are the true Israelites that the Lord is dealing with. Okay? So this is just, a quick lesson is, debunking that plantation Christianity that Esau and these elites has instilled in the world today, man, because we're so set in stone that this is the truth when it's not. And that's why we gotta, take time to actually wake up and actually seek wisdom and actually open the book, because we're in a gullible mind state where we just believe everything that's fed to us, when we gotta seek it for ourselves to actually see it. All right. So there's a couple scriptures I'm just gonna go through the spirit. So first scripture I'm gonna grab is in the book of John. 10:10, and it says, "The thief cometh not but to," it says, "The thief cometh not but for to steal and kill and to destroy. I come that they might have a life that they might have it more abundantly." And like I said, you look how Esau prospers in this world more than Jacob and these other nations, man. And like I said, they got off slavery, killing us, deceiving us. And like I said, you see that they destroy this world, man. And they destroyed, also, like I said, they also destroyed the minds of the people, because they even got their own people in captivity, even though they do have benefits that is over Jake, but they even got their own people in captivity. All right? You got to see that, because they also lie and deceive. And when I say that, when it comes to this truth, like I say, you see pictures of, the white man Jesus, little white angels. That's not how we're depicted or have images of us. That's not what we look like. All right? And that's proven in the book of Maccabees. This is one of my favorite scriptures too. So it's the book of 1 Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 48. And it says, "And the lay open the book of the law, wherein the heathen have sought to paint the likeness of their images." All right? So let's break that down. And it says, "And laid open the book of the law," which is the Bible, "wherein the heathen have sought to paint the likeness of their images." So like I said, when you see like little naked little angels, white man Jesus, that's an example of that. That was going a lot. That was happening a lot during the Renaissance time, man. Taking credit for what Jake did and showing that they were the ones. It was interview on the Breakfast Club. They would love to paint a black man's face on everything except for Jesus, even though we know his real name is Yahushai, but they ain't gonna give us the credit that Yahushai is us. He's of Israel. He's a so-called black man. But you see that the heathens don't want that. And like I said, when we were in the book of Maccabees, that's also when we were in the Greek captivity. And what is also known in the Greek captivity, like I said, you got the Greek mythology, where you also paint that image, where in Christianity and Greek mythology is so similar, where you got heaven and hell, you got, so-called, being where if you do good, you're with Zeus in the kingdom, but if you fall, you're going into forever damnation, and that's where they paint the picture of heaven and hell. They got that from the Greek mythology, when we know that's not what it is. Everybody's going to experience everybody's going to experience the beauties of, the kingdom of heaven. But in the kingdom of heaven, you're going to have slaves. You're going to either, be elect and rule, or you're going to, be subjected into, captivity. Because, like I said, in the book of Revelations, and we can grab that too. We're just going all through the Spirit. So I can just want to grab that. Book of Revelations. Revelation chapter 13 in verse 10, and it reads, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints." And we believe. And like I said, we had to go through that, But like I said, it's going to be a recompense for those that did that to us. So, let's just call it, for people that's not in this truth, that's karma, man, for what you did to us. And reincarnation is real. For those that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. And they put us in captivity. So in the kingdom of heaven, and when that's established, in having a real, true, righteous kingdom, what's a kingdom without slaves? So of course you guys are going to go into captivity for what you did to us. But we're going to rule righteously. Okay? And that's, and like I said, this is not our words. This is the will and the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Alright? Because this is what you did to us. And that's why you also need to learn the Apocrypha and what they took away. Because like I said, you can't have the 100% truth without having it fully. Like I said, you can lie by telling lies, not giving the 100% truth, or not putting the 100% truth in it. So this is the book of Revelations, chapter 22 and 19. It says, if any man shall take away from the word of the book of this prophecy, Yahweh shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book. And what book did the heathens take out? It was the Apocrypha, because it showed the real what's the word I'm looking for? It showed the real I'm not gonna say situation, but it showed the real I'm gonna say it just showed the real it showed what Jacob and Esau, or Jacob and the heathens, was really going through. It painted a very descriptive picture, and it really showed you who, Esau, Satan, and the devil really was. And that's why they took it out. And that was a book that was before the KJV. That's why it was something, like I said, the KJV 60 and 11. And if you want to get the Apocrypha, they always hide that book in the back in certain libraries, certain bookstores. Or they'll have only, and if it wasn't in the back, they will only have a few numbers, a few amount of that book on the shelves. Alright? And it says, and if any man shall take away from the words of the book of the prophecy, Yahweh shall take away his part of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book. And like I said, when you get into certain books of Psalms, it was a book of Psalms. Oh God. Now, like I said, it just goes for me that you got to study more, because it tells you that Esau is going to be like into a dream. Because once we get into the kingdom of heaven, Esau is going to be just as a dream. And then when you get into the book of Obadiah, he's going to be done away with for what he done. So you try to do away with the book of the prophecy of like the Apocrypha, which is the other books, he's going to be out of the kingdom for what he done. Let me just bear with me. I just want to grab this, 13, 14, 13, 14, 13, 14. Because like I said, the book of Obadiah, that was a book that was really just, into the punishment of Esau, Edom. So, okay, bear with me. Because it tells you that Esau is going to be done away with, especially for all the abominations that he done to us. All right, so it's the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and 18. And it says, "In the house of Esau shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame." That's, the southern and northern kingdom. And it says, "The house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and be devoured and devour them, and they shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it." So there won't be any Esau, Edoms. And like I said, and I'll actually have to do another video on that scripture, and I'm pretty sure it's in the book of Psalms, where they say that Esau is going to be like a dream. When you get into a dream, you can just remember it for a minute, and as the time goes on, you just won't forget. And that's going to be the destiny, and that's going to be the lot of Esau, Edom, for what he done for us. Just to show us an example, because like I said, we need to know both good and evil. And like I said, Esau is the wicked. He's on the left-hand side. But to be a righteous judge, you need to know both good and evil. And we see that in their character, but they do it even into a way that displeased the Most High, man. The Most High wasn't pleased, because the Most High just told them just to put, the children of Israel, under captivity. But, and you look at the scriptures, he don't give, anybody the license to sin. But you see that Esau, man, he displeased the Most High. When you get into Zechariah, the first chapter and the 15th verse, and it says, "I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease," which is, Esau and these other nations, especially Esau, "for I was for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction." Now, when you get into like the history and the action of what the heathens did to us, man, like I said, you look at Emmett Till, man. Look at the history that they try to cover. Like, they raped us. They were doing a lot of wicked abominations that the Most High really wasn't dealing with. And then, like I said, it was beautiful from the other brothers from, the Missouri camp. Like I said, that's like saying your father just, hey, take the car around the corner. But you decide to take the car to California. And that's the exact same multitude, and, that these heathens, especially Esau, did to us. They took it way too far, and it was very wicked on how they did it. All right. So like I said, it's gonna, they gotta pay, man. And that's why, you know, your plantation captivity don't teach you that. That's why you go into certain, you know, scriptures in certain, you know, even churches will bring up certain scriptures, then they get banned from it. They get in trouble because they don't want this truth to come out. All right. But again, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. And again, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Mill, so teaching the truth and sincerity. Also, who rule well. Peace and salutation to the home folk like that scattered four corners of the earth, which is so-called Latino Hispanics, Native Americans, so-called Negroes. You are the Lord's chosen people. So, and also, you so-called, you know, Israelite foreigners that look like the other nations, you know. But I just want to close out, say shalom, and on to the next video. And Lord willing, I hope this video was edifying.